than I do. Messy things, growing things.
He almost drank again! Just drink it. Just drink it.
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum?
No. What is it?
It's a hallucinogenic plant. A legal one. At least for the moment.
I've no interest in drugs, Inspector. My job. That's the only drug I need. As trite as that may sound.
Do you know any students
He
who may
said that
have
with a
used
cup in his
hallucinogens?
hand.
No. My students aren't interested in that kind of thing. Besides, no one is allowed drugs or alcohol onto the site. I don't think anyone has ever brought drugs to Atlas.
Do you have any medicines on site at all?
No, we're not allowed. Insurance purposes.
What? He doesn't allow drugs or alcohol onto Atlas premises. He has no interest in drugs, as he holds alcohol. Okay. I don't think he drank. I think he put his lips to the cup and did not do anything, and then it cut away.
What do you know about this?
Not much.
So you've never seen this before? You don't know anything about third eye?
Well, I don't remember seeing it now.
You don't recognize any of the symbols on it?
No, sorry.
I see a symbol you recognize already. Yeah, there's a symbol right there. It's the three goddesses, or the three... whatever. Okay, let's do this. I got your number, buddy. Cardboard mask, symbol, triple goddess, third eye flyer, right there. You're fucked, buddy.
Ryan, you've just told me all about the moon symbols on the mask. Then you're claiming you don't know anything about the symbols on the flyer. It's all the same thing.
Oh, actually, yes. Sorry, yes, I do remember that.
So what did you know about third eye?
Oh, not much, really. Never came into contact with them.
Come
The
on!
explanation was way too short. Ryan's definitely hiding something.
Oh, you're going to jail, buddy. No student has ever brought drugs to Atlas. I mean, does this count as bringing drugs? Not that one either? Oh my god. This is the only bad thing, is this not making sense lineup
That's it
thing.
for the time being.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
who else to talk to now. I guess I go talk to the police chief. Yeah, alright, that's what I thought. Let's box him in. You have not seen these symbols before? Those are great snapshots out of this.
Tell me what you know, Jenks.
I'm a bit lost for ideas at the moment, to be honest, sir.
Anything else happened?
Oh, really? Did I mention the student in the woods? A rather obnoxious
Not
student
really?
carving a devil sign into a tree. Turned out Atlas used the symbol. Simon Thompson explained it. It's to do with a phrase they use on the course, the 3 freedoms. Ryan said he came up with it.
The three what?
The 3 freedoms. It's about getting rid of your past, or something.
Sounds as daft as that stuff James Wilson was going on about. Have you found out any more about that?
No, not really.
Oh, I guess I was supposed to have called him again
Find
after
out
that.
what you can about this cult. Who ran it, where they were based. Find out what Ryan Rand knows about it particularly.
Okay, Chief, I'll call later.
Righto.
Alright, so Ryan Rand, I guess. I still want there to be something going on in the back of this house. And there still isn't. Hey, look, the lights started to come on now. Yeah, I think I was supposed to have called the chief before that. That's why I was talking about that conversation I had with James.
Ask you a couple more things, please.
Alright, what's going on with this then? This is more about the cult. Never came in contact with Third Eye. Yeah, he's been walking around this town for hours. Just walking and walking and walking. Oh, they operated out of the village hall. That's a good point. I didn't go there in a minute. I'm getting to know this town quite well. No, there's nothing? No, no. Oh, buns. Contradiction time. Well, alright, who's left then? Damn. Knows James made the flyer, doesn't know anything about Third Eye. Saw the flyer while at college last year, doesn't believe anything James says. Thinks James Wilson is a fantasist. James casts spells in the woods. Heard James grows cannabis, no truth to the flyer. Well, Rebecca and Ryan, I mean, kind of in the same boat, I think. Only knows what he heard about Third Eye, never came in contact. He functions on wacky facial expression. Yeah, it does seem that way. I mean, James just lied about the mint leaves, like those aren't mint. Never came into contact. Used to operate out of Village Hall. I wish it would stay on the person you selected. That would be helpful. Should tell the chief about the cult. I did already, but it was like implied. No use for the propaganda flyer here. Oh, okay. Well, based at Village Hall. Okay, does that work?
Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Oh, it works.
According to the flyer, this Third Eye group was based at the village hall, is that right?
Was it?
That's where you were based, wasn't it? Yeah, you said you invented the Atlas phrase free to be free while you were based at the village hall.
So I did.
So you must have come into contact with Third Eye at some point. You were using the same hall.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with you, Inspector.
Yeah, I know.
Go on.
You see, Third Eye is, or was, Atlas under a different name. Sorry.
Atlas is Third Eye.
In a new improved form, yes.
And you ran Third Eye.
With Dad, yes.
So you must have known Liam. You didn't just meet him, did you?
Yes, I knew him, Inspector, but don't get your hopes up. All of this has been thoroughly investigated, cleared up.
You've been investigated about his death?
They dropped the case. We didn't have anything to do with it. Well, when I say drop the case, I mean a police investigation is one thing, but what the public thinks is another. They threatened to go public, and then James bloody Wilson started distributing his flyers, and that was it. No choice. It was an end to it.
You had to change the name.
We'd already paid the family an out-of-court settlement. We thought that was an end to it. But then James, his cronies, they leave it alone. So we had to close down, buy a new place, rebrand. So eventually, we reopened here.
As Atlas.
As Atlas.
And it worked.
Up till now, yes.
So you knew James Wilson too?
We knew James, but he didn't know us as such. Oh, he was very quick to shoot us down, but he didn't do anything like actually coming to the course to see what he was about.
So James wouldn't know that you were now running Atlas?
Not unless he came to one of our courses.
And how much of all that stuff was true? ECT machines, brainwashing.
I'm afraid that exists only exclusively in the mind of Mr. Wilson. All we do is make better business people. We challenge their prejudices and presumptions. Why don't you come along and see for yourself? The course starts in 15 minutes. Excuse me, Inspector. Hello. I can't come back now. Well, you have my car at the moment. All right. All right. See you later. That was Dad. I have to go back. You can come and meet him if you like.
Well, I might come and have a chat.
Come with me.
Oh, baby.
To be perfectly honest, Dad's a great businessman, but he lacks imagination. He does, however, believe in the power of the individual.
It's the second time he said he had no imagination.
Ryan, in here. Just coming. He's through here.
Face. He looks like the guy from Despicable Me.
I owe the pleasure.
Detective Inspector Jenks, I'm investigating a death in the village. I believe you knew Kate Vine.
Oh, I thought all this was dealt with, Inspector. You do know that Kate Vine was a gherkin short of a big man.
Excuse me?
You do know.
Father.
You must forgive my son, Inspector. He still can't summon up the courage to come straight to the point. So what do you want to know?
Well, a few more questions if you don't mind.
But I do mind. I'm a very busy man. Try asking an intelligent question, like, do I mind being quizzed about a once promising student who turned into a useless drunk? Ryan, would you mind leaving us for a while?
I'll go back to the centre. I have one or two things there. Call me if you need me, Dad.
What are they like?
You
Right
may
next
begin,
door?
Mr. Holmes, although I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't have much to do with the course nowadays, so I can't give you any hard information.
That's as maybe, but we
No, that's
need...
as is. But if you want my opinion, I'd be quite happy to give it to you. So, fire away.
Okay, thank you. Wow, Paul certainly doesn't take any prisoners. It's obvious who's pulling the strings in this family. And I wonder what they got up to in their previous guise as Third Eye.
8 o'clock already.
I like his shoe being across the back of the screen there. Alright, let's start at the beginning.
How well did you know Kate?
Hardly knew it at all. Met her a few times. But the course, that's about all.
So when was the last time you saw her?
Last Friday. I just popped down to the course and about 7.
Did you speak to her then?
It's possible.
And how did she seem? Was she happy, sad, preoccupied?
She was drunk.
But happy. Yeah, everyone knows she was drunk, but she was happy, though.
Do you know if Kate had lost this? It's her driving license.
How would I know that?
You didn't see it lying around anywhere?
No.
Did you know anything about Simon Thompson's bike?
No.
Right to the point. Don't ask him about the old bottles. He'll probably stab you in the throat.
Have you seen this before?
Looks familiar. Where did you find it?
It was, in the woods.
Presumably had something to do with Kate or a killer.
Well, that's what I'm trying to establish.
Shouldn't it be in an evidence bag, Inspector, in case of contamination?
I didn't have one with me, unfortunately.
Well, don't go testing it for DNA, will you? It's got yours all over it.
What are you doing? Implicating me now? Christ. I'm an old-timey investigator. I don't know forensic technology.
Ever tried Simon's homebrew? Simon Thompson?
No, I haven't. I wouldn't touch anything that has had Simon's fingers in it.
This guy's terrifying.
What do you know about this?
It's a freedom necklace. It's a symbol we use sometimes on the course. Little bird in cage flying away. Freeing themselves from their past is the analogy.
So do they get them when they join the course or something?
No, not as a rule. I think I bought one once as a present.
Oh, not for Kate, by any chance?
No, not for Kate. I can't really remember who it was for. A birthday present, maybe for one of the students.
Okay.
Which student?
I think I know
No
which
idea.
student. No idea, huh? Yeah, I know somebody who received one of these as a gift that she didn't want and gave it to Kate. Anybody else remember that? That's right, you do. That's right, it's for Emma.
What do you know about this?
Looks
Where does
like
he
a
keep all
mask.
this shit?
You don't recognize it.
Not particularly. Looks like a monarch mask.
What's a monarch mask?
Monarch is fancy dress. Outfitters. Ryan goes there sometimes.
Okay. Monarch costumes. First I've heard of that.
Could you tell me a bit about this?
Had it designed by an agency
And when was that?
last year.
Was that when you started the business?
Yes, I suppose so.
I suppose so. When did you start your business? Last year, I suppose.
What did you hear about an argument in the pub last Friday?
I didn't go to the pub last Friday.
You didn't hear anything about an argument in the pub?
Should I have?
No, that's fine.
It's the smallest argument. Oh, this is gonna be
Have
good.
you ever seen one of these before?
Have you ever
believe
seen
it's
a man's life taken?
Scrying mirror. Pagan thing.
Ever used one?
Why would I use a scrying mirror?
So you have no interest at all in this sort of thing?
No,
Does the Atlas course use them at all?
not at all. Strange question.
Okay, now we're getting to the good shit. Oh, right.
How well did you know Liam?
Liam who?
Liam, who took his life.
Oh. Well, as far as I remember, he was a good student, confident, outgoing.
You didn't notice any problems?
I believe he had problems at home.
Were you there when he died?
Yes.
And afterwards? You didn't see him after the meeting?
No.
What was Liam like that night?
No. Apart from being drunk, or possibly because of that, he seemed perfectly happy.
He was drunk.
Well, I assume the bottle in his hand contained whiskey and not lemonade.
Lots of similarities to Kate, don't you think? Drinking, depression, is that normal for the students?
People come into the Atlas course for quick solutions to their problems. And when they don't get them as quickly as they might have liked, sometimes their impatience gets the better of them.
So, get them actual health care?
If I did this, would it mean anything to you?
I presume you've seen an Atlas student doing that.
Ah, so this is an Atlas thing.
Well, it wasn't exactly our idea. The students started doing it spontaneously to show commitment to the cause. Cute, really. Which student did you see doing that?
I'm not sure, but he was carving it into a tree. I told him to stop.
Did you really? Why?
Defacing public property.
Oh. He likes
That's
that.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What's the punishment for that kind of thing nowadays? Prison sentence?
It's usually a fine.
All right. What about defiling public liberty? Does that carry a fine too?
Oddly enough, the student in question argued a similar point. Is that something you encourage on the Atlas course?
We encourage people who put ideas first and moral anachronisms second. The problem with the law, Inspector, is that it's out of date.
Well, I suppose that's a matter of opinion.
Okay.
However, you still respect it.
Respect it. I abide by it. We all play by the book, Inspector, but that's only because of the threat of possible incarceration.
Alright, so this is like an anarchy cult, apparently. I didn't know that they systematically had no will to abide by public decency laws.
Can you tell me a little about the Atlas phrase, free to be free?
Where did you hear that?
I was talking to one of your students.
It's a little phrase we conjured up to summarize our objectives.
What is your objective, if you don't mind me asking?
Mine, or do you mean the course's objective?
On the course.
The objective of the course is to free people from bondage. We teach that most people are crippled by their past, by guilt, their attitudes, their beliefs. All that kind of nonsense.
Guilt cripples people.
Feeling guilty in business is like a meat eater feeling guilty in an abattoir. Guilt comes from the archaic emotional centers of the brain. It's a vestige of our animal ancestry, that's all. In business, you heed it at your peril. I'm sorry, Inspector. My house appears to be haunted. Would you mind closing the door?
Oh, this is how it starts.
So, you believe that guilt has no place in business?
None at all. I have few beliefs, Inspector, but that's one of them.
And what if you have done something wrong?
Well, that's the whole point. Guilt has nothing to do with it.
Interesting opinion.
No place for guilt in business. It's a similar thing that Rebecca said. How about Salvia Divinorum? Does that have a place in business?
Know what this is, by any chance?
I've no idea. Gardening isn't my kind of thing. Rebecca would probably know. I presume you've met
Man, they
Rebecca.
all say
Yes,
Rebecca.
I'm sure she'd enjoy telling you what it is. She's the kind of woman who likes to feel superior. Would probably
Okay.
marry a millionaire and then decide to run her own pub.
Yes, why was that?
Well, she isn't exactly housewife material. She likes to be in control. Like Ryan. Shame, isn't it, that I'm in control of both of them?
Why? That's not a thing you skip over. Why are you in control of Rebecca again? I get that the other guy's your son, but like, why her though?
Have you ever heard of Salvia divinorum, or magic mint?
Sounds like it might be a drug.
It's a hallucinogenic plant.
Legal, as a matter of fact.
I'm not a drug taker, Inspector. I have no enthusiasm for voluntarily poisoning your brain.
I like how he
And
said
you've
that.
never seen anyone on the course take it.
Voluntarily.
Well, if someone had, they wouldn't have done it openly. We don't allow drugs or alcohol in our course. We like to tell the students that success is the best drug. Whether you buy into that, of course, is another matter.
And yet Ryan was down drinking with the students after the course.
What do you know about this?
So you've been graced with Goebbels' company already, have you? James.
Goebbels, huh?
Our local minister for propaganda. I suppose Ryan already told you about our actual previous incarnation.
He explained, yes.
Did he tell you anything scandalous?
Not unless you count the suicide.
These things happen.
Oh,
Was it
he's so
your
proud
idea?
of that.
The suicide?
Third eye.
Yeah, I suppose it was. As my son had started to atrophy, I decided I ought to give him something to do.
And third eye was the same as Atlas, teaching business skills.
Very similar.
So Liam's death didn't prompt you to make any changes?
There was nothing we could do about Liam's death, Inspector, any more than we could do anything about Kate's. It was out of our control.
You can't blame me for wondering, Paul. 2 student deaths in 2 years.
It's called a coincidence, Inspector. I expect they ate fast food also. But you're not investigating all the local chippies, are you?
Alright. What do we have? There's gotta be a few contradictions in this whole thing. Third eye was Paul's idea. Third eye, very similar to Atlas. Liam's death was unavoidable. Free students from their past. Free themselves from guilt. Ellis encourages ideas over morality. Ideas over morality seems like maybe something. Bright, confident, outgoing. Personal problems was at Atlas the night Liam died. Didn't see Liam after the course. Liam had been drinking all night.
Aha. So if you don't allow drink or drugs onto the site, why did you allow Liam to drink whiskey all night?
Well, we did give him various warnings. Did try to stop him, but didn't work.
But you let him stay on the course?
Yeah, well, we couldn't throw him out. This isn't a primary school, Inspector. We're not the police. We can't enforce these rules. If they pay their fees, they're entitled to stay on the course.
And what if they want to take drugs?
As long as they do it with discretion, frankly, I don't care if they want to wipe or inject paint stripper all over their faces.
Do you store any alcohol at Atlas?
No.
Is there a kitchen?
Why, do you want to go down there and check?
Well, obviously you
Check.
wouldn't mind if what you're saying is true.